Hey everyone, and welcome back to my Get Into Cosplay series. Today, I'm going to be getting into my Tubbo cosplay, so let's get right into it. As usual, the first thing I do is set up my lights for filming pre-transitions and clear out my space. Then I grab my outfit out of my closet, and this one was actually recently updated. Next, I gotta get into the base fit, and there we go. My Tubbo cosplay actually has a lot of layers, but I start off with just the tank top and overalls. Then I grab my green bomber jacket and actually put it on under the overalls. I recently painted a bunch of sort of patches on the sleeve, and I really like how they came out. Once I get the overalls strapped back up, I actually wait to put on the vest because this outfit can get very hot very fast, but it's time to start the makeup and contacts. For Tubbo, I use UV contact lenses from Mocha Queen, one being the white out scarred eye and the other being just yellow UV. But as usual, I also wanted to show off the full scleras I recently got from them. I've shown off the black and red ones before, but I actually also got some black and yellow ones as well. I think the scleras just look so cool, so if you're interested in getting some contacts of your own, you can use code SherbertQuake at mochaqueen.com for 20% off your order. Alright, let's get back to cosplay. Now it's time to start the makeup, which is a little bit different for Tubbo, and part of the reason I chose to do him for this month. I'm actually going to show you guys how I use liquid latex to do my extra cool scar makeup. The first thing I do before I even touch the latex is pull back and clip up my hair as much as I can to try and stop it from getting stuck onto the latex, especially because of how much of the side of my face I'm going to cover. The liquid latex that I have is from Spirit Halloween back when it was open, but you can get some from like party stores or off of Amazon. Once that's all ready, I pour the latex into this little cup I made. I pretty much designated it, that little bowl is my latex bowl, and that's all I use it for, and I also have a designated latex brush. The next thing I do is go grab some tissues from a tissue box. Toilet paper will also work, but I prefer to use tissues because they're less likely to have a pattern on them. So basically what I'm going to do is start off by putting a layer of latex all over the area where I want the scar to be. The latex is clear, so none of this will actually be seen in the final product, but I've found that it's easier to get latex to stick to latex, so putting the base down doesn't hurt. Once that base layer is there, I take my tissues that I've ripped up into little strands and start sticking them where I want the scar to be. Once that's stuck to the bottom layer of latex, I coat the top of it in it as well to smooth it out. The whole reason that I use latex for this effect is because it makes parts of my face stick out like scar tissue, which in this case, I want to look like an explosion. So for Tubbo, I basically do a bunch of lines of tissue on top of each other to look like rays of the explosion are coming out of that direction. This whole process can be very messy, but my outlook on it is that scars aren't meant to be perfect and pretty. They're going to be messy and sticking out in some places more than others, and that's what makes them the way they are. Every time I do this makeup, it comes out a little bit different, and that's part of the reason I like it so much. But yeah, I basically just keep adding more tissue, more latex, more tissue, more latex, until I cover all of the areas that I want to be scarred up. This time, I took the scar all the way down to my neck, and the one thing I'll note, just to be cautious of, is where your hairline and your eyebrows are. You're going to have to peel it off after, and any hair that it's stuck to is probably going to come off with it. But once I get a shape that I like, it's time to let it dry. It takes a while for it to sit on your face, but I just wait until I can touch it and it doesn't stick to my hand before I do anything else. Alright, latex portion is done, and it's time to actually do the regular makeup, starting with foundation. I wait to do my makeup until the latex is done, that way I won't have to worry about the area that gets covered up by it. Then I actually have to put on makeup over the latex. I start off with mainly dark browns and reds to just kind of fill it in to look a little bit more natural. I also use a little bit of regular foundation and concealer on it to blend it with my skin and shade with more darker eyeshadows. For this makeup being an explosion, I try to make distinct lines coming out of the side onto my regular skin and shade them to be more prominent. This part is very much up to you, but I like to make it look like it's been there for longer and more healed, so I only add a little bit of the reds. And I think we're about done. Next, I add my little eyebrow scar on the other side, as well as my eyebrow makeup to make them look darker. Then I do my usual orange-brown eye makeup, which I make a little bit darker on the side with the scar eye to make it blend better with the scar. I also add my little goat nose on the underside of my nose. Then I add a little bit of contour, and we're good. Now it's time to get the rest of the outfit. I put on my fur vest, which I painted a big ol' nuke symbol on the back of. I also added these pins, which are technically Ant-Man pins, but I think they just have like a nuclear aesthetic, so I think that they look cool. I also add my little gas mask and my horns. I don't actually wear the horns how they're meant to be worn. I wear them on the back of my head because I think it looks better. But yeah, Then I add the ears. I know a lot of people have asked how I do my ears for him, and I actually kind of just flip regular elf ears upside down. I stick this bobby pin on the upward side of it and pin it into the horn headband. I wrap the bottom around the other side of my ear, and it looks like they go down. I also have a bunch of earrings for this cosplay, including this little hazard symbol and some bee and honey stuff. Then I mess with my hair for 10 minutes. I actually think this takes way longer than it needs to, but getting the hair in your eyes with my length of hair is a little harder, so I just switch which way the part goes and it ends up looking pretty good. Then I add my wedding ring from Rambu onto the horn, and I put on my fingerless gloves. And we're about ready to film. I really like all the details on this cosplay, as well as the entire nuke prop that I made. But yeah, here's me getting out of cosplay. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to see more of this, I have a whole series of these videos on my channel, so go check those out, as well as some pretty cool cosplay music videos. Maybe drop a like or subscribe if you feel so inclined. I would really appreciate it, but I'll see you guys next time. Alright, I'm gonna keep this part in, but it's time to take the latex off. Here we go. Peeling time. It doesn't really hurt, but it does take a while, and I bet if I go fast it would hurt. But it's kind of like, you know when you peel glue off your hand? Like you put glue all over your hand and then you peel it off? It's kind of like that. My skin's gonna feel great though. Whoa. Whoa. There's another man under there. That was a big one. Huge piece of latex. Oh. Is that most of it? I think that's most of it. There's a little up here. Oh. Yeah. Latex is neat, guys. It's real neat.